Welcome to another exciting edition of the 4 o'clock game. And today, since it's the Olympics, we know, as we probably noted this past week, probably this week, the Olympic Games is probably begun in Russia. That's where we had the start of the Winter Games in 2014. And if you watch the opening ceremonies this past Thursday, or as of yesterday, we were doing that, or probably this week. I just wanted to tell you that the Olympic Games probably has just begun with the Winter Games for a 2-week event that started on February the 7th, and of course it'll continue through February the 23rd. So as of right now, I'm going to play something a little bit different here today because this is out of the ordinary. So just to what I explained that the last time, I've been doing a game playthrough of other games that I have nothing to do with the Olympic Games, which is the Winter Games. So that's why I'm going to talk about today. The subject is this: Winter Games. This game was released in 1987 for the NES, made by Acclaim and Epyx. As you probably know, this is probably the worst game ever made on the NES. The controls look horrible, and it's very bad to me. I did this playthrough since 2009. I think that was around the time when, this was back in around 2010 when I did this episode on the 4 o'clock game on Winter Games, which was kind of unique because of, I just played it on my old black and white TV. It's a vintage one. So as of now, I've been doing this one. I'm going to play that in color, which is a lot better than this. But this game sucks. Yep, it's definitely the worst game ever made on the NES. For some reasons, if you have seen the AVGN reviewed this since a couple years ago, he did a review of Winter Games, and I know this game is absolutely horrible. And, you know, it's a horrible game, and as you probably know. But if you look at the back, as you see, there's the back of the actual packaging. It says, go for the gold. It's all here. The strategy, the challenge, the competition, and the pageantry of the Winter Games on the computer. Compete against a friend or take on the computer in 4 completely realistic and action-packed events. That is so awful. I'm not telling you what the description did not say so. Choose the country you want to represent, then practice, train, and develop the winning strategy for each competition. Speed skating in a grueling race on ice. Hot Dog Ariels for daredevils on skis. Figure skating to test balance. Stamming and precision. Bobsled, where every screaming turn could mean the difference between wiping out and winning gold. Your adrenaline I can't pronounce that. I cannot say. Your adrenaline and heart are racing. Let the games begin. And you can see these are all screenshots that include the bobsled split screen action puts you in the chute. The opening ceremony, vivid graphics include the lighting of the torch, speed skating, pure stamina and adventure, and Hot Dog Ariels, all the precision and all the guts. This is made by Acclaim. It was actually in Oyster Bay, New York. It's made back in 1987. I cannot really describe this game. It's so horrible and so bad. I actually not going to play this game. I did this back in 2010 when they did the Olympic Games in honor of its Winter Games, of the Winter Olympics that happened. But now, this year, in honor of the Olympics that is going on in Russia, I'm going to play this one game that I think this game takes the cake because this game is so horrible and it's so bad. So, I want to play this on my NES right now. So, without further ado, let's get things started. Shall we? Well, now let's get on with the game. And away we go. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go again with Winter Games. And let this game started. Well, This is, if you see how, this is probably the worst game ever made. And you know what? I'm going to be ready for it, and once I hit the start button. Let this begin right now, because this is definitely the worst one. So, once I'm going to be doing this, let's hit this thing on the road, shall we? As you see, the opening ceremonies. Yeah, the intro stinks. It's horrible. Look at this. I can't really stand this intro here. And this is definitely the worst thing that happened to the intro of the game. And as you start the game, it has the opening ceremony with the torch. What a bad disgrace for an NES game. And now, let's get into it. It takes you to the menu screen. You have an option for your choices, including compete all events, compete one event, practice events, see world's records, and of course, the opening ceremony. You had to replay the entire intro all over again. I cannot believe Acclaim made a bad disgrace of making a terrible game on the NES. As first of all, this was made in 1987, and you cannot believe this. It's so bad, and you're gonna do it's. Let me give you one event that I'm gonna show it to you right now. There's some. Let's go to the practice events here. You got a series of 4 events. I don't know, Atari, I'm gonna show it to you later on. I'm gonna make another Atari game later on to this after this is done. You got 4 events. Rather than 7 events, the Atari version had 7 events, which I'm gonna talk about it later. In the meantime, you have 4 choices. Hot Dog Ariels, speed skating, figure skating, and the bobsled. I do not know. I cannot describe this game as a piece of garbage. So, let's start this game with Hot Dog Ariels. This is what we call bobsledding. Yeah, the music is complete garbage. Look at this. He's got 6.2. Look at this. The US is actually at 6.3. I do not know. This is an awful game. It's just stupid. I don't know what the heck is going on. There's actually 6.3 in there. It's a bad game. Look at that score. It's okay. But this is not that bad. Oh, yeah. It's only 5.7. You gotta try it again. There it is. 6.4. It looks like they beat the record. Look at this, it's only 7.7. That's a record. Nothing. Yep. Let me do this. Let's compete with one event. See, you got to play with only one player. And yeah, we got to play the US mode. Let me do this one. Eat. Eat is the category. Eats, or I don't know, you gotta put the backspace. I don't know. Why not put the name? We should put Mega Man. Yeah, Mega Man. Or Mega. I think you just put Mega Man, or I thought you just put names like Herb Albert. You know, Herb Albert of the Tijuana Brass. I'll just tell you this one. Yeah, I'm playing games right now. It's Herb. Herb. Oh, they're playing the national anthem again. Okay, this is what we're just going to do.
The next event is Hot Dog Ariels. Wow, 6.3. And look, 7.9. It's a record. Yeah, it's not that bad. The old record is nothing. Next event is speed skating. Before we start this, let's listen to this music. Did you hear this? This has got to be the worst music ever in a video game. I do not know why they made a game like this. They put the music in there. Wow. That is just awful. It's awful as my heart would break. And yes, this game is so horrible. And you know what? This is the worst game ever made in an NES game. I can't believe this. The music is just was going nuts with this game. It's like bad music. This is the worst music ever in a video game in a speed skating. I cannot tell this. Let's start this game, shall we? And you can start this game like this. Yeah, you had to rock in the D-pad right there between left and right. I can't believe this is driving me nuts with this game. I can't describe this game. Oh yeah. Thank goodness, computer just won. Oh, bummer. Got the record. Yo, Herb is at a record 35 seconds. And now for the worst part of the event. It's figure skating. All I gotta do is, before we do any further than this, I can't stand figure skating in my opinion. This is going to be driving me nuts with this game. And this event is one of the worst events I ever heard in a video game. You should do this while pressing this button. For those of you watching this video, here it is. This is the problem with the most broken controls in a figure skating. Watch this. I can't really describe. I hate the way this is. Oh my gosh, it's horrible. I can't really describe this game. Looks absolutely bad. Oh my. This is the worst event in a video game like this. Oh yeah. Too bad they just nail it down. I just did this. Oh yeah, you know, you have to spin around like crazy. It spins around like crazy. What is with the controls? Whoa! It's just horrible. Yeah, doesn't do very good with this event. You just do this in a circular motion. You know, I can't really describe this event. I don't know why this is happening here. What is going on with this game? Did Acclaim loses his mind or what? Oh, he sits down there and it's just dreadful. Look how many points we got. None. None of that. This is a horrible event they did in a video game like this. It's not as good as it seems for an NES game. And why did they put this thing in an event like a total wreck. This event is a reckless. It's like, I don't really want to figure skate like this. I'm not a big fan of figure skating or anything like this. This is just garbage. Okay, enough rambling. Let's move on. And you got that record of none. 0, 0, none. What a dreadful score. What a dreadful score. Now, I'll move on to the final event of the day, the bobsled. Okay, let me see if I can start this game, shall we? Oh, too bad, it just going around. Okay. Okay, now we're just going to rock the D-pad around. This event is okay for an event like this. Yeah, this is not that bad for a bobsledding event. And it reached the finish line. 52 seconds. Well, that's not that bad. Okay. Alright, enough said. Yep, we only got one event. That's only there. 52 seconds with 52.9 seconds. And there you go. If you want to see the world records, get a load of this. Yep, Hot Dog Ariels did well with 7.7. Speed skating was just so bad. It's only 35 seconds. Figure skating gives us none because it's piss poor controls. One of the most broken controls in a game like this. Figure skating had the worst controls in a video game like that. Acclaim just did badly. And the bobsled is pretty good. I think it's only 52 seconds. Yeah, it did very well with that. The bobsled was very good. I can't believe this is what the game is pretty much like that. So, anyways, this game is horrible. It is pretty bad for a for an NES game like this. This was 1987. When this game just came out, probably around that time. It was actually, by the way, it was released on in addition to that, it was released on many different consoles: Commodore 64, Apple II, Atari 7800, VCS, and whatever you may call it, this name. It's ever known to existence. You know what? I had enough of this game with the NES games. Just let's go back to the studio where it is. Okay, let's kill this off and let's go back to our studio. Well, that was Winter Games, and sadly, this game is one of the worst, and it's so horrible. Yeah, it's a bad sign for a Nintendo game. It was released in 1987. Acclaim did it badly with just the name. It was also made by Epyx, which made California games, Summer Games, and World Games, which I think that was also on the NES as well. But it's a very bad game. I can't really stand this game. I can't play this ever again. Avoid this at all costs. And you can see the box on the cover. You can see there's an artwork on the cover of Winter Games. It's yeah, you can see this is the original packaging, and you can tell it's so bad. I really can't describe. This game was made by Acclaim. Yeah, Acclaim also made other games like Rambo, World Runner, 3D World Runner, and many other games like Total Recall. You know, Total Recall was pretty bad. For example, it was mediocre for an NES game. Narc was pretty good, but Acclaim also made these other games as well. But I
probably don't play winter games as well. And for those of you watching this video, or if you haven't played this enough, please don't play winter games. It's probably the worst game ever made on the NES library, and I can't really describe it anymore. So enough said. In addition, we're going to switch from NES to the Atari game. Yep, there it is. There was also a version for the Atari VCS released in 1987. That same year, the NES came out. And it says, made by Epyx, strategy games for the action game player. And actually it was made for the Atari 2600/VCS 7800 Sears Telegames Video Arcade. And this game is actually, well, it's had a slight little advanced than the NES game. And you can see the graphics you can see on the back. It's not that bad. The skiing is actually the one you've seen on it, the one you don't see on an NES game. But this is, yep, it has a lot of skiing. It says, trust and shoot in the Blathlon event. Watch those trees. Shake and rattle. Don't roll in the Bobsled event. That's good. Bring your earmuffs. It's cold in the stratosphere. And of course, how about some cutting-edge competition with the speed skating event? Well, it's got some slight improvement on there. On the Atari version is actually a slight improvement over the NES game, but it's pretty much, it says, get ready to capture the gold in the Winter Games, and what an incredible setting. A complete realistic winter wonderland featuring 7 action-packed events. You can compete against your friends or go solo. Train and learn and winning strategy for each event. You can even choose a country you want to represent. Then the competition begins, and the quest for the World Championship. It's all here, the strategy, the challenge, and the competition, art and pageantry of Winter Games. There are 7 events in there: the bobsled, ski jump, speed skating, hot dog aerials, bathlon, luge, and Salem. It requires up to 1 to 8 players with unique joystick, requires timing and skill. And yeah, this is indeed, it has an action and strategy in there. But this is definitely one of those games. This is a slight improved, more advanced than the NES version, which was god awful. But I would like to see if I can try to find out which game is pretty good for either the Atari version, which made a slight improvement over the NES. So as for the winter games, I'm gonna play this thing right now. So let's show the Atari version. If for those of you who have not seen the Atari version, here's your chance to see winter games for the Atari VCS. And hope you all enjoy it, and let's get on to the game, shall we? As Jackie Gleason says, and away we go.
Okay, this is the version where you have never played or never heard of. Winter games for the Atari VCS. Yep, there's that music, right? That was like what's this? Jerry Lawler, the King. Yes, it's the music for Jerry Lawler from WWE. Okay, we're going to start this game with this is a slight improvement for the Atari. And you choose an option to choose your country. I definitely go with the U.S. And we're going to be done. This is called Salem. Was it Slalom, or whatever the name is they call it. It's skiing. Whoa. Whoa. Let him go. Let him go. Whoa, you've got penalty. This is just boom. Okay. Yeah. Look at this. Whoa, you've got penaltied. There's only 3 penalties in the game. Whoa. I don't know. It's a fun, challenging game, and yeah, you gotta watch the trees. This is an obstacle course. I just want to describe this game. Looks pretty bad. Oh yeah, I missed it. Yeah, you only got penalties. Yeah, you added the score for like A minute and 19 seconds with .4. And missed it. What a bummer. Now we're going for the sled. Whoa! Watch out for those bumpers. Whoa, you guys, this is, I'm curious about this. You gotta watch out for those turns. Whoa. Yeah. There you go. Yep. This is not that bad for an Atari. Yep, it's fault. Wow. Failed. Next one is just sled. This is slate proven for Atari, folks. You know, it's Atari, that's all. Oh yeah, knocked it over. Now you have to try it one more time. This is third try. Yep, this is kind of interesting to have an Atari game. Well, you've got this right. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hold it. Yep. Finished. We made it. 37.7 seconds. Now for the ski jump. Oh, he knocked it down. It's fault. That's strange. Whoop, he failed miserably. Oh, no, no, no. It falls down like a... Alright. I know, it's terrible, but yeah, it's ski jumping. I can't do that. It's black. Oh, yeah. Where is this? Where did it go? I can't get the heart rate. This is button masher, folks. Alright, I can't really describe this then. This is boring. I'm trying to make this game looks boring. Alright. You have to move the joystick around. You used to have to do this anytime. Yeah, this is stealth. I can't believe this is what I'm describing it. Okay, there you go. So now let's go to the speed skating. This is different than the NES version. Okay, you have to rock the D-pad while you're doing that with the joystick. And reaches the finish line. Too bad. Computer wins. Now for, what is this? Hot dog or hot dog Ariels? Or hot dog? What do you call it? Oops. Terrible fault. Oh, darn you. I can't believe this. Oh. Fault. And lugged. And this is where we do our final event here. Whoops. Failed. Failed, failed, failed. I cannot believe this. This is too much. Okay, this is what we're doing. Whoa. You gotta watch out for those edges. You gotta be careful. Boom! Okay, this is just one more try to go. Oh, crashed. And there you go. That was Winter Games for the Atari. Well, I had nothing else to say about this game. It's just so horrible, but it's pretty not as good as the NES game, but terrible. I know both games will look absolutely bad for an Atari, but that's because the other games had never made it to that. Because too bad the Atari version didn't have figure skating in the event because of this. That's pretty much bad for an NES game like that. It's just pretty obvious. So that wraps it up for me. But of course, let's take it back to the studio for one more announcement.
So anyway, in conclusion, Winter Games for the Atari VCS. It's not that pretty much of a good game. It's the graphics the sound was not good, but of course, it's not as good as the NES version does because, especially you got the ski jumping and the slalom. Probably that was actually a skiing. Yeah, that's what we call it, an obstacle skiing and all that stuff. There are some slight improvement updated than the NES version because the ones you don't see it in an NES game like that, which is compared to the NES version we played earlier, which is bad for some reasons. But Winter Games is absolutely it's a must, which is a hit or miss game for the Atari, which I think I've trying to play this as well. So I don't know if I don't recommend this as well. But these two games are absolutely horrible, but not like the way it's not as good as the NES game, but pretty much it's mediocre. So anyways, that's Winter Games. And I got one more game to show you all about this. And this is what I'm going to be talking about today is I will play this one. Let's try this one since we have more time. This is World Games for the NES, which was released in 1989, made by Milton Bradley. This is probably on 1987 or 88, whatever this year was made. It actually, I did this, I haven't done that last time when I did a 4 o'clock game on the Olympic Games, which I don't know, it's track and field 2, or anything like that, includes World Games. Well, I don't know, I cannot say this, but I cannot describe it, but here we go. with the World Games. Just for a brief moment, shall we?
Okay, we got World Games, everybody. This is probably around 1988. I'm just gonna look at only one event that I'm going to tell you all about. That it says completed some events. I don't know if you had any travel log, so I just want to do this because yeah, we're gonna put Dave on the Dave Thomas from Wendy's. Okay, is this correct? Okay. But here it is. This is slalom skiing. Yeah, this is slalom skiing. We're going to talk about this. This is done. Okay. Like we mentioned, winter games on the Atari. I just have to turn it down. Whoa, we knocked it down. We knocked it down. Boom. What a stinker. You have to hold down the D-pad. Oops, he knocked it down. It's fault. Okay, now we're going to do a little bit of... what's this? Log rolling. Okay, this is log rolling. Wait a second. This ain't winter games. Okay. Alright, we're going to do is only practice one event. So, let's see. What you should do is this is barrel rolling, log rolling, barrel jumping. Okay. Okay, this is just music. Boom! He just knocked it down. One blow. Let's practice again. Boom! He fell on thin ice. Boom! This is horrible. Whoops, slipped it over. Okay, I just try it one more time. Whoa! Just one last time, please. Oh, he slipped it over. Okay, I guess this is my final try. Okay, that's it.
As you probably know, World Games is not very good as common to the Winter Games. We know it's not very good. I can't believe this. This is pretty much one of the lamest game. It's based, actually, World Games is not as good as Winter Games, but it's terrible. But this is made by another same company that made Winter Games, Epyx. Well, there you go. These are all the games we have for today's 4 o'clock game. And I hope you'll enjoy those, because I hope you'll enjoy. So we'll have to be on for the Winter Olympic Games. So we'll continue probably until Sunday. The closing ceremonies will be on the 23rd. Yeah, that's going to be the closing ceremonies for this game. So enjoy the rest of the Olympics, but hopefully until Sunday's closing ceremony. And I hope you all enjoy those, and I hope you'll see you again probably on our next episode of the 4 o'clock game. Join us soon for we bring you another exciting playthrough right here on the 4 o'clock game. It's Chris the Good Guy saying good night, everybody.